Hey everybody, it's been like 2 weeks, maybe a little bit longer since I was last on here. I only wanted to talk about 2 of the shows. Let me pull up my list. Alright, so I started watching The Kingdom, but I could not get through it at all. I started watching it, got like halfway through an episode and I stopped, went to something else, and then I went back to The Kingdom, and I think I did that a couple more times until I finally was just like, okay, let me just sit down and just watch it. So I did that today, and I still didn't finish it. I made it through like 3 episodes. I mean, it's not bad. It's just not something that like I'm interested in. So that's why I couldn't really get into it. I mean, it wasn't like really bad. But if you're into like stuff like that, definitely give it a check out. You'll figure out by the end of the first episode if that show is something that's for you or not. Because I could tell it was not for me. The second on the list was The Sinner. That was a crime TV drama. It was 2 seasons. It was confusing because when I first started watching on Netflix, so they're not titled, hi mom, they're not titled by like season 1, season 2. It's titled by like Julian and like, I forgot the other lady's name, to be honest. So they're labeled that way. So when I started watching on Netflix, I just pressed the play button and it actually played the seasons kind of backwards. So I was kind of like confused, I guess. I mean, they're separate cases, but it's still kind of confusing. So I had to like rewatch that one. That one was really good. That like the first season, I think her name was Cora. I'm pretty positive her name was Cora. That was interesting because of the way that she just like, because she heard that music playing, that, you know, psychologically something happened and it triggered her and she went and like attacked the guy. What was the best part? I think I liked Cora's season more than I liked Julian. Julian was just really weird. Like, I don't know. Like, I like the concept of like that town was basically a cult if you think about it, because of the fact that, you know, they had their own little city town or whatever, but they had ties to multiple people that were out in the city. I like cult stuff like that, but I found Cora's season a lot more interesting. I don't know, they played that one really, really well. I'm not surprised it played out like that. So I'm not going to talk about the Valhalla Murders. I just started watching that. And it is pronounced Valhalla. That's how they say it in the thing. So I'm actually kind of proud of myself for being able to pronounce that correctly the first time. That's only 1 season. I think I have like 3 more episodes left on that. So I'm not going to tell you about it. The only thing is that it is a Scandinavian crime TV drama. I'm pretty positive it said Scandinavian. So with that one, obviously she's speaking a different language, but they basically just flopped the English version over it. So her words are not going to match her mouth, and it's not going to be like obviously a direct definition of what they were trying to say. But so far it's pretty good. It doesn't really bother me that it was previously in another language. I mean, as long as if you have subtitles on, this is going to be the same for the Kingdom. So Kingdom and the Valhalla Murders, they're not USA made. The Kingdom is like a Korean one, but it's translated over English. And then the Valhalla Murders was like Scandinavian or something like that. And that was translated over to English. The only thing that kind of trips you up is if you have your subtitles on, the subtitles are completely different than what they're saying. So when I was watching Kingdom, I've noticed like I was paying attention to the subtitles and like I was just like so lost, and I was like, okay, I'm not paying really like too much attention to this. I like let me just listen to it. So I took the subtitles off and I was able to like enjoy it a little bit more. Still not gonna finish the Kingdom. Hi Bethany. Nice to see you. I'm talking shit about the Kingdom just a little bit. So yeah, I mean I made it through a couple episodes. I did end up turning off the subtitles off. Just because you can pretty much just piece together what he's saying. I mean, it's old-timey, like Romeo Juliet type shit, but except for a lot more violent. Yeah, Bethany has watched the Kingdom. She's the one who told me to, I heard you were throwing hands. I'm not throwing hands at anybody. But no, I didn't really like the Kingdom. Kingdom was the one that Bethany recommended. I mean, the Kingdom, it's kind of like Game of Thrones vibes, but see, I didn't watch Game of Thrones either, so I can't say anything about Game of Thrones. Like, it just not interesting to me. I don't know. I like dealing with murder, but I don't know, just not my type of genre. But yeah, so I mean, they're both in different languages, but they're translated over to English. The subtitles are not going to match what they're saying, so I would say just turn the subtitles off because it's just easier instead of sitting there listening to what they're saying and then reading it and seeing that it's not lining up correctly. That was annoying. I like Secret Murder. There you go. So I don't know if y'all seen this, but I know Mom watched Tiger King. I know Bethany wasn't really into it. I enjoyed it. They're all fucking crazy. I know we talked about this in the last live, but they actually just came out with a episode 8, and it was recorded like literally, I guess, in the past like month or whatever. So they're all like different interviews that are like combined onto this like 40-minute episode or whatever. But it's like some of the cast members, not all of them. I think there's only like 8 of them. But yeah, for the pandemic thing, just to like answer more on like the Tiger King and stuff like that, they decided to produce like the 8 episode of like an interview. I know, I just gotta say, I don't know if y'all seen John with his teeth. He looks really nice having teeth, I gotta say. I love teeth. I love the way that teeth look. And that was the first thing that I noticed about him, and I was just like, oh my god. And then like I seen something on like some social media site of his picture, and I was like, that is not him. And they're like, he got teeth, and I was like, I can tell. But a lot of them got really cleaned up. I mean, I'm not really surprised. Like, I can see where like Netflix like twisted it, because like not everything that Joe Exotic did was great. Not everything that Joe Exotic did was horrible. Carol Baskin killed her fucking husband. Let's be honest. I don't give a fuck. Dr. Ant, he is just getting real close to pedophile. He likes his little young pretty girls. They're all interesting characters. What I found really funny during that 8th episode, so if you haven't watched it yet, it's going to ruin it for you. Because I wasn't planning on talking about this, because they literally just came out with it, like, not that long ago. Like, I literally just watched it, like, 4 hours ago. So the political campaign manager, I don't remember what his name was, and it makes me so mad. So I could have sworn, like, I'm going to have to go back and find this episode, because I could have sworn I seen Homeboy hitting a dab pen. And so in this little 8th episode, when they were interviewing, they were talking, like, you know, he asked like maybe like 2 or 3 questions. And the way that he was answering it, I was like, you are stoned. Like, my guy, you are high, very high. And it was like maybe like a couple questions in, the interviewer asked him, like, how does, like, he think, like, he was portrayed, like, if it was, like, correctly or whatever, blah, blah. And he was like, no, I don't think it was portrayed correctly. I have all these people saying that, like, I'm a druggie and that I do meth and all this shit. And I was like, okay, you're not a druggie. I don't think you did meth. But you can't sit there and say that, like, you didn't touch any drugs. You don't do that stuff. When you was high as fuck on that interview. Like, his eyes were like, and I was having the time of his life. At the time, he was zooted, exactly. That kind of had me cackling. I was really disappointed, though, because they didn't have, if you completely watched it through all the way to the end, the last episode, episode 7, they had the big guy who was the FBI informant. They had him riding his jet ski through the waves on the beach. I really wanted him at episode 8 interview, because I was like, I wonder what other shiesty shit he's up to. Because, I mean, I agree with, like, okay, in the episode, Dr. Ant was talking about how he didn't believe, like, he knew that the FBI informant guy, I really don't know what his name is, that he wasn't, like, telling all the truth. Because remember in, like, one of the episodes, he was talking about how the only thing that the FBI had on him was, like, his, like, paperwork involving the lemur or whatever. Well, Dr. Ann is saying, no, you're a liar. There's more on top of that or whatever. I truly believe that. I don't know, like, and I definitely, obviously you can tell he's trying to save his ass from whatever he's trying to hide, because he's trying to snitch all these people out. I can definitely see there being another section of Tiger King. Like, I don't know, it's going to end up bringing up things. And, I was watching, it was so funny. One of his questions, I don't remember who it was to, but he had asked, the interview guy had asked him, what were you more shocked about? Carol Baskin, like, the information of revolving around Carol Baskin killing her husband, or Carol Baskin's wedding photo? I don't know if y'all seen that wedding photo, but it's Carol Baskin wearing, like, a leopard printed dress, and Howard, her new husband or whatever, was, like, on hands and knees on the beach with a collar on his neck, and she was holding the leash to it. Carol Baskin is a freak. I'm just saying. She's a kinky motherfucker. She killed her husband. I also found something really interesting on Facebook. Someone was saying that, so I guess it said in the episodes or whatever that Carol Baskin was walking down, bitch is wild. She was walking down Nebraska Ave, and that's how she met the husband who ended up dying or whatever. And so someone actually found out that back in the day, I don't know if it's still like this now, because I don't fucking live there, but they were saying that Nebraska Ave was actually known for prostitution, and how, I believe his name was Don, how Don and Carol had met was because Carol was walking down Nebraska Ave. He seen her crying and picked her up. Carol Baskin was a prostitute. And she killed her husband. Like, let me see. I bet you I can pull up that picture really quick so I can show you. It was funny. I bet you if I just type in Carol Baskin with a leash, I could find it. Oh, wait. Top of the one. Boom. Found it already. So this was shown. Okay. I had to save it differently. This was shown in the Netflix episode, but like the reason why a lot of people don't remember it being on there is because it only was on the screen for all of like maybe 5 seconds. Like, it wasn't long, but it was enough for us to, you know, screenshot that shit and send it around social media. But I don't know if you'll be able to see it. There you go. Look at them. Mm-hmm. Yep. Carol Baskin. Right? When I seen that, I was like, Carol Baskin, what you up to? But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that series. I don't know, like, I don't like how they have the animals locked up, especially Carol, with the fact that like the animals have to go through like the hole to get to like their water dish and everything. But they're all a bunch of fucking hypocrites because they're all doing the same fucking thing. That's what makes me so mad, is that everybody's praising Carol, Carol this, Carol that. But there has been proof that Carol was breeding cubs. She was selling them. I mean, she's making profit off of the tigers. Like, of course she has to feed those tigers and everything. But I know damn well, especially with the fact that she has volunteers, okay? She doesn't pay anybody. Anybody. Now, you know damn well she's making bank because all these people donating, you know, she had that big social media following. But they're all hypocrites because their main purpose were not those animals. Their main purpose was making money off of these animals. So, you know, they could suit their freaking expensive lifestyle. Just a bunch of fucking hypocrites. I didn't like Carol Baskin from the start, and I still don't like her. I don't care what anybody tries to say to change my mind. But Carol Baskin, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of things. I feel like there's going to be a lot more things that come up out of this series. I don't know. Like, I saw this like social media post the other day about how after, like, you know, Tiger Gang like blew up and everything, and everybody was like hopping onto the train and everything, that people were actually calling in tips about Carol Baskin's missing husband. I just think like it's just very shisty, and it's very sneaky. You know, Florida state law, you cannot claim somebody dead till it's been 5 years. This bitch waited 5 years and 1 day. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And then what was something that was really, really interesting was, so I listened to this podcast called My Favorite Murder. And we have a Facebook page, and we're like this huge community and everything. And we were actually just talking the other day. We had, do y'all remember where she talked about her first husband and how it was like abusive and she left him and blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, that's how Dawn had met her because she was being a fucking prostitute. Anywho, in our little My Favorite Murder little Facebook community post, we were talking about how similar Carol Baskin's first husband looks like Doc Ann. And it's so creepy. Like, I'm gonna see if I can find it. Bye, Bethany. Have a good day at work. I'm gonna see if I can find it really quick because it was actually really interesting. Cracked me up. So it's like a side by side of Carol Baskin's first husband. And then it was Doc Ann. Or it might have been Jeff Lowe. I think it actually might have been Jeff Lowe. It was one of them. I don't know. But I just wanted to talk about that. I know that they're going to end up coming out with more for that Tiger King, and I'm excited for it. I just hate how they're just such hypocrites. I mean, it's definitely going to change things with how places like that are run and things that can be allowed because of that. So I did add, I'm going to add 3 more to our list. I just found these randomly on Netflix. So the first one is Waco. It is a crime TV drama about the Waco massacre in 1993 when federal authorities attempt to seize a religious compound. Fucking cults. I love it. That one was only a couple of episodes. I think it was like 6 or something. I think it was 6. And then you have the Innocence Files. It is a true crime documentary about the Innocence Project and how they unravel missteps and deceit and wrongful convictions. That one might have been like 9 episodes. I think that one was like the longest. And then The Innocent Man, which is a true crime documentary about the Innocence Project and them appealing the murder convictions of Ron and Dennis. I just thought those would be interesting to add to the list so that we could talk about those in the future. So next live, I'm going to go live sometime Tuesday. I'm going to finish the Valhalla Murders and then The Haunting of Hill House and then The Room. So those are going to be the next 3 that we're going to go ahead and talk about. The Valhalla Murders is only like 8 episodes. So I'm like halfway through that. The Haunting of Hill House, it's only 1 season. I think it's only like 6 to 8 episodes as well. And then The Room is a Canadian psychological drama movie. So those are going to be the 3 that we talk about next time. I had a good time talking with you guys, and I will see you on Tuesday. Bye, you guys.